Hi everyone, Katarina here. Thank you so much for watching my video today. I had so much fun creating this card. I was going to say little card, but this is actually a huge one, a lovely showstopper card for a little lady who just turned 2, loves cats, ice cream, bicycles, and anything pink. Okay, so for the card base, I decided to go with this dark pink cardstock from Lidl, but because it matches the color of my scoreboard so perfectly, I decided to create a template on a cream cardstock. So this one measures 12 by 6 inches, and on the 2 and the 10-inch mark, I'm going to score down but only down to 2 inches, as you can see it in there. So to do that, I'm taking my ruler, I'm lining it up with the 2-inch mark on either side of the scoreboard, and I'm only going to score down to that point at 2 inches and 10 inches. Now on the 4 and the 8 inches, 4 and 8, I'm scoring the whole way down. So those are those two score lines. Now I'm turning the cardstock, flipping it so the bottom is on the top now, and again I'm going to score down at 2 inches and 10 inches to the 2-inch mark. So now I created everything that is marked with green on my template, and now I'm going to do the cut lines, which is the red lines on the template. And to do that, I'm just going to line up those 2-inch marks that I did at the start at 2 inches and then 10 inches on the cardstock. And I'm just going to cut right through on both sides of the cardstock. So you could see me here, I'm just adding a little pencil mark to make sure that I'm going to be pulling exactly from those 2-inch marks from the top or the bottom of the cardstock. Now I'm taking my craft knife and I'm just going to create a slit on either side of this cardstock between the two pencil lines that I just made at the 2-inch mark. And just to give credit to the creator that this idea came from, it is on here on YouTube, Stamp Your Art Out. She made the card only from one piece of cardstock that I'm creating now. I will be making 2 of these, doubling it up to the showstopper card. And also her measurements were different, so if you'd like to check some other inspiration, go over to her channel and check that out. You will notice a little mistake I made in here. When I pulled my craft knife twice, the ruler must have moved and it created quite a slit. It's quite a wide gap in there on the top. And I was thinking of starting all over again, but then I realized that this bit will be covered up. I will show that to you in a wee minute. Now we are going to create this concertina fold, starting off with mountain folds, and then the next ones will create a valley fold in there, and then on the top and bottom section, starting off with the mountain, will automatically create that valley in the middle section. It all falls into place. If you're not feeling confident with this, just practice on a piece of copy paper. Honestly, it really falls into place so easily. Now I'm just making sure that every single fold line in here is properly burnished. It will give a lovely spring to this cardstock or card base. And then I'm going to take a piece of cardstock of same color, which measures 4 by 6 inches, and I'm going to glue it onto that front piece. This is how I will be covering up that mistake, and also because it's the same color of cardstock, it will not show, not even from the back of the card. So once this is all adhered, this card would fold down into a lovely 4 by 6 inches card base. This would make a lovely card in itself. However, I wanted to make a lovely big showstopper card. I doubled this up. So I've created another one of these and I flipped it onto the other side so they mirror imaged to each other. And taking another piece of 4 by 6 inches cardstock, this is where I'm going to be gluing those 2 by 6 inch sections of each card. I'm using my trusted Collal all-purpose glue to do that. It will give it lovely strength once it dries. So I'm lining it up onto the edges of the 2-inch score marks in there, and they should meet perfectly in the middle of that 4 by 6 inches of cardstock in there. Now this just will have to dry a little bit, and it will be a lovely, nice, strong card base. And this is it ready. It's all down to decorating from here on. So now if you want a different look, you could add the bigger piece of cardstock at the back, just as I'm showing now. I'm opted not to do it this time, but that's another option for a little different looking card. So this card now will measure 8 by 4 inches. No, sorry, 8 by 6 inches when fully closed. I felt this birthday foam paper pad from Polka Doodles was just perfect for this card. And by the way, this was a part of my prize bundle from Practical Publishing. So I've cut out 6 pieces of 1 3/4 squared, and then 6 pieces of 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, alternating the patterns between the stripy and the balloon pattern. Now I've cut out 3 pieces of 3 3/4 by 5 3/4 of this pale pink cardstock, which is from this Art Studio paper pad from the range. And the white piece of cardstock in there will measure 3.5 by 5.5, but I'm not going to glue those on just yet. Those will be the pieces that I will be decorating first. So in here I'm gluing on these pastel pink pieces in there, because the little lady loves pink. I thought it was just going to be really nice in there. It's got a pearly shine to it. It doesn't much show on here on camera, but it really is a lovely paper or cardstock even. So now, how lucky for my prize bundles from Polka Doodles, I had this lovely stamp set with cats on it, and the gorgeous ice cream stamp and die set from Marianne Designs. How perfect! For the bike, I had these in my stash, very old dies. I don't even know where did they come from. I come back to this bike in a little while. I will be cutting away some bits on it, on the flowers on the front, because there's no other flowers on the card. So I thought the flowers on the bike just looked a bit odd, so I will be replacing it with a element from the cat stamp set in a while. I'll come back to that. First, we're going to stamp out all our images that I will be using, starting with these ice cream cones and the ice cream sundae, using just black ink. I will be using alcohol markers to color out all my images in here, and I'm using my stamping platform. I want to make sure that I get properly stamped images in here, and I'm stamping them out a couple of times. I will be choosing them, which ones are better stamped. Okay, so I'm no stamping master. I'm learning my way, but I do really rely on my stamping platform quite a lot. So in here I'm going for the stamps from the cat stamp set from Polka Doodles. I think they are just so cute. Honestly, I never would have thought of buying a stamp set with cats on it, and I'm just so happy that I had these, because once this request came through, I was like, yes, I'm gonna get to use these. They are really, really cute. Okay, so I'm stamping out a few different ones from the set and a few different elements then. So I'm stamping out some of these images, and some of them I'm pretty sure I will be doing multiple times. I'm a few weeks later now doing this voiceover in here, so I can't really remember, but I think some of the images weren't as black as I wanted them to be, and because I'm not going to be using any heat embossing on these ones, I want to make sure that all those lines are perfectly black, if you know what I mean. So cleaning up my stamps, putting them away, and now it is down to coloring, and this is where the fun begins. So I'm using the Triblend markers from Spectrum Noir, and these are absolutely fab. Honestly, I enjoy using them so much. I encourage everyone who is afraid of coloring, try to give this a go, because I was so scared of them. I've had them in my drawer for I don't know how long before I braved myself out to really, really try them, and I'm enjoying them so much. I don't think I ever stop using them now. So okay, I'm using all different colors for the cats and for the ice creams, and then to embellish the cats I will be adding all different bright colors. So I'm just going to be putting music on here, I think, because there's no way I can professionally talk you through this. I'm just doing what I've learned from other creators, honestly. So if you're not interested in watching how I color, just fast forward a bit. If you're interested, enjoy. The smaller images I colored out of camera and I've cut everything out. The 2 ice cream dice had matching dice, the rest I had to fussy cut. Now I'm trying to arrange them on these panels, which way I will be laying them out. But I decided that I wanted to add some color to this, so I chose Mood Loon and Salvage Patina for some basic ink blending just, and I kind of leave the middle of the card really white as if the light is coming from the back, and it helps to draw the eye to the images that I will be gluing onto these panels. So I'm just arranging, playing about which way I want the cats with the ice creams to go onto these panels. And I will be adding some of the other little images in here too. And I was thinking about using foam tapes to some of these, but then I decided against that. I thought it just looked well, just lying flat against the cardstock. So this is one of the cats looking at the ice cream as if guarding it or stealing it. And so just gluing it all down, and I'm just using my quick grab glue. It is the Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue, which I absolutely love using, and I'm adding back a little bit more color in there. And also just there between the body and the tail of the cat, I thought it was too white, so I added a bit of a Salvage Patina in there as well. Now I'm playing about with the other side, just trying to figure out which way I like them laid out most. And this cat is perhaps dreaming of having this ice cream. Honestly, these images are so cute. I really enjoyed working with this. And there's a little ball of wool for the cat. And these 2 panels are ready to be glued onto the 2 sides of the card. And because the layer underneath this, the light pink card, is pearlescent, I decided to use double-sided tape to adhere this to. I think it's just safer to have it this way. We'll make sure that it will stay put and will not detach from that pearlescent coating. So now we are down to the middle panel in there, and that one measures exactly the same, 3.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to be working on this bike now. I cut those flowers away, and I'm just going to be adding some colors to this, again using my Trifold alcohol markers. Now this was a lot more fussy and fiddly than I imagined this to be. I had to keep coming back to add more and more colors to them because white just kept showing through once I pulled it away from that white background in there. So this was quite a fiddly job, but I managed to do it. It's not unmanageable. Okay, so I have the balloons there colored in the similar colors that are on the balloons on the pattern paper on the sides. And I've decided that I will be adding that little head of the cat in the basket in there. So I used the fishbowl on the first panel of the card in there. So I used again the same colors, Mood Loon and Salvage Patina, to ink blend a little bit on this panel as well. And I'm just adding a bit of a glue. It's quite an intricate die, so I find it easiest if I do it on the back of my hand. Now, if you have any allergies or sensitive skin, I do not recommend you do that. But otherwise, I find it's the easiest for intricate dies like this. So I've added the cat head in there. It's cute. Looking out. Where are we going? So now all is left to do on this card is just to add the name and the age. So the letters that I have in there, Melody is the name of the girl and she is just turned 2. And I have cut these out using my silhouette die cutting machine. Now you can use any letters that you have in your stamps or die stash. I didn't have any that would have fit in here. So the only letters I have are much bigger. I could have never fit her name in there. So that's why I decided to use my silhouette die cutting machine, which is amazing. I really love using it, especially in combination with other things. I have stacked the letters up, so there's 2 layers for the letters and the number as well. So it's a little bit of a dimension in there. And this finishes the card off. I think it's absolutely amazing. I really hope you loved it too. And if you did, please consider subscribing to my channel and give me the thumbs up if you haven't yet done so. And hit the notification bell so you will get notified when I come back with another lovely video. And this is a front view of the card. How gorgeous it is. It really was so much fun to make. Okay, so I hope to see you the next time. And until then, bye!